Comparative Models in Policing. Hello everyone, I am BS Criminology Axel Jade Pipitines with my buddy BS Criminology Dan Jade Payuyo. We are here to present to you the police system of Canada. So, let's start with the short details about the country, Canada. Canada is a country in the northern part of North America. Its 10 provinces and 3 territories extend from the Atlantic to the Pacific and northward into the Arctic Ocean, covering 9.98 million square kilometers or 3.85 million square miles, making it the world's second largest country by the total area. Its southern border with the United States, stretching some 8,891 kilometers, is the world's longest binational land border. Canada's capital is Ottawa, and its three largest metropolitan areas are Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Canada is parliamentary democracy and a constitutional monarchy, the Westminster tradition, with a monarch of a prime minister who serves as the chair of the cabinet and head of government. The country is realm within the Commonwealth of Nations, a member of the Francophonie, and officially bilingual at the federal level. So, let us now proceed to the overview of the police system in Canada. So, here we have the Police Agency of Canada, which is the RCMP or Royal Canadian Mounted Police, also known as the Mounties. And the next is their department, which is the Public Safety Canada. Their ranks are Commissioner, which is the highest, and the lowest is Cadet. The type of their law enforcement is decentralized, and their strength is estimated at 37,000 procs. Let us now proceed to the short history. The 1868 Dominion Police. The Dominion Police of Canada was established in 1868 to provide federal law enforcement following Confederation. It addressed issues like smuggling and maintained order in remote area. In 1919, it merged with the Northwest Mounted Police to form the RCMP or Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The next one is the 1873 Royal Northwest Mounted Police. The Royal Northwest Mounted Police or RNWMP was established in 1873 to maintain law and order in Canada's western territories and suppress illegal activities like whiskey smuggling. The force played a key role in promoting settlement and ensuring peace during the expansion of Canada. In 1920, it became part of the RCMP or Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Let us now proceed to the organizational structure. We have here the National, Division, and Detachment. The first one is National. The RCMP is organized under the authority of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Act. In accordance with the Act, it is headed by the Commissioner who, under the direction of the Minister of Public Safety, has the control and management of the force and all matters connected therewith. The second one is Division. The RCMP divides the country into divisions for command purposes. In general, each division is coterminous with a province. For example, the Division C is Quebec. And the last one is Detachment. A detachment is a section of the RCMP which polices a local area. Detachment varies greatly in size. The largest single RCMP detachment is in the city of Surrey in British Columbia, with over 1,000 employees. More details, the RCMP is unique in the world since it is a national, federal, provincial, and municipal policing. The RCMP provides the law enforcement at the federal level. It also provides provincial policing in 8 of Canada's provinces: Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, and New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Saskatchewan. That is all except Ontario and Quebec. And local policing on contract basis in the 3 territories: Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and Yukon. And more than 150 municipalities, 600 Aboriginal communities, and 3 international airports. As Canada's national police force, the RCMP is primarily responsible for enforcing federal laws throughout Canada, while general law and order including the enforcement of the criminal code and applicable provincial legislation is constitutionally the responsibility of the provinces and territories. Larger cities may form in their own municipal police departments. Members of the RCMP were called the Mounties because they are utilizing horse for patrol and internally as the force. The uniform of the RCMP are called Red Surge. They are paying for international license. The proceeds from the fees is used for community awareness programs. Now let us proceed to the recruitment. In order to become a police officer, you must have permanent status in Canada, either as a permanent resident, Canadian citizen, provincial nominee, protected person, or refugee. Other requirements that most police agencies ask for are: first, proficiency in English and/or French. The second one is a Canadian high school diploma or equivalent. The third one is excellent vision, hearing, and overall health. The fourth one is strong physical abilities. The fifth one is excellent character. And the last one is no criminal convictions and no criminal charges pending. The Vancouver Police Department, or VPD, expects all applicants to have a valid BC or British Columbia Class 5 driver's license and an excellent driving record. VPD, or Vancouver Police Department, applicants must also have a current first aid certification and an additional 30 academic post-secondary credits. The Toronto Police Force expect applicants to be at least 18 years old with a valid driver's license and a maximum of 6 demerit points. They also ask for current certification in the first aid and CPR. Police officers have an enormous amount of authority, but they are expected to use the authority responsibly. If you are planning to become a police officer in Canada, it is important to understand the kinds of duties you would have on a day-to-day basis. The typical duties of a Canadian police officer includes: the first is responding to emergency calls and complaints from the public and arresting suspected criminals, executing search warrants as needed, patrolling assigned areas to maintain public safety and order, providing emergency assistance to victims of crimes, accidents, and natural disasters, monitoring traffic to ensure motorists are adhering the rules of the road. And the last one is controlling and managing crowds at the public events, protests, performing administrative tasks such as managing and updating files. So, in Canada, police officers earn between $28 and $58 Canadian dollars per hour. This amount varies slightly from province to province. In Ontario, the police officers can expect to get anywhere between $31.25 and 57.69 Canadian dollars per hour. Police officers based in Newfoundland and Labrador earn between $25 and $54.22. If you are a newcomer with permanent status in Canada, you can apply to become a police officer once you meet the necessary criteria. Specialized training or certification may be required for specific elements of policing.
Hi, so I am Denjade Wayuyo, so we move on to firearms, weapons, and equipments. Next slide. Frontline police of officers in Canada are usually equipped with semi-automatic 9mm caliber handguns. Some special constables, most notably those employed by the Niagara Parks Police Service, federal park wardens, and conservation officers also carry handguns. Most police cruisers are equipped with carbine rifles and other long guns designed to fire less lethal ammunition. Police officers in special constables are also usually equipped with collapsible batons and pepper spray. Next slide. Body-worn cameras. Compared to American police forces, Canadian police and law enforcement agencies have been slow to adopt body-worn cameras, so daan-daan na nila itong na-adopt. The first police force to acquire body-worn cameras on a permanent basis was the single-officer police service in the rural municipality of Cornwallis, Manitoba in 2016. In the wake of protests following the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, body-worn cameras were adopted by several Canadian police forces, including the Toronto Police Service, Cobourg Police Service, Kentville Police Service, and St. John Police Force. The RCMP planned to roll body-worn cameras out starting in late 2021, but had not yet awarded a contract for supplying the cameras as of November of that year. However, as of May 2023, the RCMP is starting to roll out body-worn. So, next slide is uniforms. There are two different uniforms. Here, next slide is each law enforcement agency in Canada has its own uniform and identity, which must meet provincial or territorial regulations that ensure some consistency between different agencies. Although these regulations vary between jurisdiction, there are regional similarities in the prairies and Atlantic Canada nationwide. Almost every public safety and law enforcement agency equips worn over the uniform shirt and with title boards. So as you can see in the picture, ito yung magkaibang uniform, such as community safety of officer or police, that identify their legal status. Next slide. Rank and insignias. So we move on to rank and insignias. According to Canadian Forces dress instructions, the Governor General may wear the uniform and corresponding cap, hat, badge of a flag. General Officer with a special flag. General of Officer sleeve braid embellished with the Governor General's badge, and a large embroidered Governor General's badge on the shoulder straps or boards facing forwards. Next slide. So, ito na yung mga nasa service. As you can see the picture, that's the board sleeve. Royal Canadian Navy, Canadian Army, Royal Canadian Air Force. Next slide. So, as you can see in the picture, officer rank insignia. So, there are acting sub-lieutenant, sub-lieutenant, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, commander, captain, commodore, rear admiral, vice admiral, and admiral. So, yan ay sa Royal Canadian Navy. Next slide. Ito na sa Canadian Army. Yan yung mga parang badge nila. I mean patch. So, as you can see in the picture, second lieutenant, lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, brigadier general, major general, lieutenant general, and general. Yan ay sa Canadian Army. So, next slide is Royal Canadian Air Force. Second lieutenant, lieutenant, captain, almost the same sa Canadian Army. So, ito na sa student officer ranks. Sa Navy is Naval Cadet. Sa Army naman ay Officer Cadet and also sa Air Force, Officer Cadet. Nakikita na sa picture ay meron Army General Gorget and Army Colonel Gorget. Next slide. The following are the rank insignia for non-commissioned member for the Navy, Army, and Air Force respectively. NCM rank insignia for the rank or petty officer first class, warrant of officer above are worn on the lower sleeve. Ito na yung mga non-commission. While those for the rank of petty officer second class, sergeant and below are worn on the upper sleeve. Ito yung mga parang senior nila siguro. Sergeant and below are worn on the upper sleeve. The Royal Canadian Navy has directed its personnel to use English rank titles for OR1 through OR5, but they are not yet legally enforced pursuant to the National Defense Act, as they are not updated in the King's regulations and orders issued by the Governor in Council. So, as you can see in the picture, Royal Canadian Navy. Ito na yung mga kwan. Sailor 3rd class, Sailor 2nd class, Sailor 1st class, Master Sailor, Petty Officer 2nd class, Petty Officer 1st class, Chief Petty Officer 2nd class, Chief Petty Officer 1st class. Ito ay sa Royal Canadian Navy. Ito na, Royal Canadian Air Force. Aviator, Basic, Aviator Trained, Corporal, Master Corporal, Sergeant, Warrant Officer, Master Warrant Officer, and pinamataas is Chief Warrant Officer. Next slide is best practices. Indigenous policing in Ontario is a priority. The OPP works in partnership with indigenous communities and police service providers to ensure that public safety interests are well represented and policing needs can be met in an efficient and appropriate manner. Ito ay sa Canada. Police agency is Sûreté du Québec. At ranks, ang pinamataas nila is Director General. At ang pinamababa is Team Leader. Motto is Service, Integrity, and Justice. Ang pagkakaalam ko sa integrity is integrity. And estimated strength is 9,000. So, next slide is the other details. Police responsibilities. Police in Canada are responsible for maintaining public safety, preventing and investigating criminal offenses, and enforcing criminal and some civil laws. So, police forces. Canada Police Forces and are organized into 3 levels, which is the federal, provincial, and municipal. And next is RCMP. RCMP stands for Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The RCMP in the Federal Police Force and is responsible for enforcing federal laws, managing Canadian firearms program, and overseeing Canadian peacekeeping missions. The RCMP is the primary police force in the Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Nunavut. So, next slide. Provincial Police. Ontario and Quebec have their own provincial police forces, but all other provinces contract out to RCMP. So, they have also municipal police. Most cities and large towns have their own municipal police forces. Many First Nations also have their police forces. And their police training is Police officers in Canada undergo strenuous physical and mental training programs at the Police Academy. And next is police expenditures. In 2022 up to 2023, the total operating expenditures for all police services in Canada were $19.7 billion. So they have also female officers. In 2023, female officers made up almost 30% of all police in Canada. So that's all for today, and thank you.